I will be attempting to make a piece that you have been asked for since, well, honestly, I started the channel. It's been 5 years that I've been too scared to try it, but I think I finally have all the techniques and ideas figured out, so follow along as we try to make a stunning peacock artwork together. Stick around until the end to see the final result. Oh, by the way, every one of my original paintings at abcreativeofficial.com is now 25% off with code BFCreative for Black Friday. So go quick if there's any artwork of mine you would like to own. The deal ends on Tuesday. Now, would you like to guess which was the most requested design in the last few years? You probably guessed. A peacock. So I've been thinking and thinking. I did try peacock feather once or twice perhaps, and I had it on my list, and this is the day. Yeah, I don't think the whole page would be enough to show how many people requested a peacock. So we're going to use nice 40 by 30 stretched canvas. I don't know yet what I'm going to use to make the peacock. However, I do want a big bird for all of you to be happy. So, as usual, I started drawing on a piece of paper. Lots of you are asking, what kind of paper is that? This is just a baking paper, a regular baking paper. That's all it is. Up to here, so we won't see the rest. And now I'm going to transfer the bird. It's going to be this way, but it doesn't matter. But I hate drawing on the canvas because I personally rub it off so many times. I much prefer this way, and I can also reposition whatever I draw and then find the best spot for my drawing. I taped him directly to the canvas, easier for me. Now you can draw over the lines with a pencil, or do the thing that I do. That's kind of annoying. It will transfer the lead as long as the lead is underneath. Let's see what happened. I'm hoping I transferred all the sections. Oh yes, look at this. I do keep my designs. Oh, by the way, because so many of you are asking if I sell my designs. I don't sell them on my website. However, I do share them with my patrons. This is a little bit too complex for glue gun. That will be a challenge. But I do have some leftover paste that will be perfect for this type of work. I found an old cone. If you want to see me mixing the ingredients, I'm going to post a link to the video where you can watch me do it. I like using super heavy gesso with wall putty. That's my favorite. Maybe let's start with these. That will be fun. I'm not going to do the outline of the bird yet. Now I'm going over the design, but it doesn't have to be identical. You know, this was just showing me where to apply those feathers. This will take me some time, but it's very, very therapeutic. Don't have to be as perfect as the fish scales, you know. As usual, after a few minutes it goes really quickly. Once you start, you know, you're becoming more proficient. I'm trying not to make them all identical. So now this part, they are flatter, bigger, so I am doing this. When you start, you've got this little blob, so use a brush. I can stretch it. I do pay attention to detail, yes, that's sometimes a bit too much. I fancy doing these. Now let me fix the messed up ones. That's better. Sorry. Now I've got this tiny nozzle. Now I'm thinking maybe I should go with the ovals first. So shall I do just the outline? Like this. Making them flat and see if I like that. Let's see what, if I fill it up, what will that look like? Is that a better idea? What would you do? Fill it up or not? I think I prefer them like this. At the moment, I'm not sure I like that. It's going to be too small now. I do have a wet brush in case I don't like something, like here. I find it personally, this type of job super relaxing because I don't have to plan anything. Around 30, I would say. I'll show you how easy it is now after I've done a few. Nice and smooth. And the other side was so much quicker than I thought. Ta-da! Okay, I did say I'm going to do these. And I looked online at an image of those feathers because I wasn't sure what they really look like. Oh, such a beautiful bird. I am going to make a couple of lines like this. That reminds me when I was making the dandelions out of paste. I'll show you a link to the video. Making them a bit flatter and sort of drawing on them with a brush. I've decided to do individual items. So for example, once I've done those little ovals, I'm applying this. Oh no, oh no. What have I done? I destroy my... Okay, I've got a leak that I have to address. Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. I'm on to the next step, which is making some of those wispy feathers. And to be honest, I probably won't make all of them. It's kind of, I don't think that's possible. And while I'm doing it, I am thinking, so once I finish that, what is going to be the next stage? What am I going to do? Paint over, pour over? Will they be preserved? I have to preserve them somehow first. So once I finish them, some of them are easier than others, don't know why. Some progress. I'm still using the same cone. Those little lines are very thin. And I do change them a bit. Let's just say that this was a labor of love. That somebody's going to fall in love with the peacock and is going to go to a good home. What do you think? Yeah. Please let me know if there's any gap that I can't see. And now I'm going to go and finish the cute face. Oh, how nice. I can actually feel the chunky bit like that. I need a different brush, don't I? Need something flat. So that's the top part of the beak. Like a little face mask. That will do. Now I'll wait for the eye to dry to go around the eye, I think, because I would be risking too much. Now finally let me chop this off and make a thicker outline. Oh, this is going to be thick. Now it's going to be super easy. As you can imagine, all I'm going to do now, I'm going to outline the body. I wanted to say drumstick, but that would be offensive. I would never eat a peacock, no way. My hand is shaking now. Oh, can't believe it, can't believe it. I did it. I did it. I am covering everything with white acrylic to preserve my 3D elements. Yeah, it's fun. I've got a soft brush. Our peacock is dry and I believe it's safe because I protected him with a layer of white. Trying to mix the right colors. I actually found all the leftovers that I have. Burnt umber with lots of white, grey with lots of white, toned down sky blue with grey and white. And this, honestly, this is, I don't know what it is. There's some green in it, some brown in it, and tons of white. Less tinted version of the same with a little bit more green. And now here, sky blue, titanium white, phthalo turquoise, and I am mixing it now because I thought, okay, the light ones are fine. They were from some older backgrounds. Now here I am mixing phthalo blue, sky blue, and lots of white. I want them a little bit more muted. Pearl space grey, and I just added a little bit of grey into each color. That will make them less vibrant. That's what I want. I want the background different and I want the bird different. But I've decided to use a hairdryer. So how do I keep the bird separate from the background? One more thing. These paints, the lighter ones, are incredibly watery. I think there's 1 part of paint to 1 part of Floetrol and tons of water with PVA glue. Can you see how runny this is? This is borderline water. As you can imagine, I want it so thin because I want a really quick, thin film of paint. I don't want any blobby sections. Now I need to water down these. So this is my PVA glue with water. And that's what I'm doing. So this is probably the longest process. If you don't have your paints mixed, you'll be sitting here and mixing. Personally, if you want to hear me personally, this is probably my least favorite part, even though there's something I love. I love getting different colors. So that part I love. The tedious mixing, not so much. I don't want any silicone. But, oh, okay. Oh, help. If that ever happens to you, this is better than a spoon. Of course, I wasn't going to throw it away. No way. Look, there's some dots. Oh my goodness, it looks so silly. Oh. You know when you have leftover paint and you forget to write on it, added silicone or not, that's what will happen. Okay, silicone or not, that's it. We are proceeding with the plan. In case I think I need to lighten the background, I've got a little bit of white here. But I'm going to start with grey. Oh, this is... When you put it on the canvas, it does look darker. It always feels kind of a little bit darker. So maybe yes, maybe a little bit of white in it. So basically, I want to cover the background with those colors. And I'm going to actually, cover the bird here. So it's going to bleed a little bit into the background, which will be nice, hopefully. Let's just move the paint on the background now. Let's take a small hairdryer. I call it the flower because it's called a flower. There's something I have to address quickly because I can see there's a blob here. What is this? Oh, I do like it, but I need to spread the paint more, way more. Better. Let me cover this with a mixture of this blue. Again, the same, because this part is going to be lighter. But I'm going to use a different hairdryer now. Monster 2. Slowly. Now the more exciting part. So adding some green here. And now we go with the darkest. This one I will be blowing from this, onto my floor. That sounds perfect. Perfect plan. That should mix well with colors. Okay, now my only worry is my floor. Let's put something here. I need to tape it next time because this monster is really a monster. Everything flies here. Oh my goodness! That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I'm so happy. Let's put a little bit of this blue here as well. I know what happened. I went a little bit too far, I would say. I like fixing such problems. It has to be the way I envisage it. I'm not compromising here, no. Well, the good news is my floor is not covered. Let's try again, just this way. That's more like it, yes. What should I start with first? This is all dry, was dry in 12 hours. which is incredible. It all thanks to very thin layer of paint. And I wonder, should I use touch of gold in those sections first? Yeah, let's do that. Touch of gold, or maybe even bronze. Those sections, if you want them to be really shiny and metallic, you can do a second layer. So I need some green, then the lovely blue and navy blue. I don't want everything metallic here, that's why I am mixing it with this green I've already have. So we'll get a bit of both, but that's for the edges. Well, now they've got some depth to them, don't they? I want to make those lovely blue circles, and I've got light blue permanent, and then I thought I need a little bit of electric blue. There comes this lovely blue circle. So I am starting with this ultramarine because it's so vibrant, like really vibrant. And maybe once I've applied that, I will add a darker blue at the bottom. This is a good job for someone who maybe paints nails. What do you think of those little sections? Now I found lime green, and I am touching only those little eyes just here because I wanted a touch of green on them, but not everywhere, and definitely not on the background. And then I have to proceed with the body. I can't believe I'm finally making a peacock. It was so many years I've got peacock on number 1 on the list, and I could not figure out how I want the peacock to look. You have to see in your imagination what you're making. You know, imagination is very powerful. If you don't see it, you want to be able to achieve the results. That's what I think. I'm mixing ultramarine with a little bit of brilliant blue for better coverage. But the first layer will definitely won't give me the desired color. I also have Prussian blue. I'll mix them all. I'm going to cover everything with this dark blue, and then I'll figure out which sections to lighten up. It's going to be easier this way. So at the moment I'm not using any water. I want it really well covered. Kind of looks way better, and it matches the tail. I'm mixing whatever I can find at the moment. It's still the first layer, and now I'm touching the head with some lighter blue. The same blue that I used before, but I added titanium white. Now I hope that many of you will be happy that we've got the peacock is coming. That's exactly what I mixed for the body. Pearl lime green and phthalo turquoise and white. And now this part, let me cover it with this first. I think this is the right color. Maybe a bit more of this crazy green in places. I am going to add a little bit of dark paint to my chicken's top. Sorry! To my peacock's back. Yeah, these look much better lighter than darker. Okay, there's going to be a dark section leading from here towards the eye. I think it depends on the specimen. Touch of white here. I was looking for something rounder and bigger, but this is probably way too big. Let's see. Or maybe not. Oh, that gives me exactly what I wanted. Look. You see? A little bit of a feathery effect. Oh, that's really nice. See, when you apply it on the darker section, we get some very pretty feather pattern. And this brush, I thought it was way too big, but no, it's actually good. I'm happy with it. Now the beak color. Have I got touch of brown, beigey, little bit similar to the background, I would say. I mixed some brown with white, touch of black. It's a strange color, but hopefully it's going to match the background a little bit. I will try to enlarge the eye. Very nice paste, but a little bit too thick. I thought he needs to have this sort of outline around the eye. Yes. It's quite thick. I've got so many little metallics that I thought, let's just try them out a little bit in places. This one is electric blue, pale electric blue, and I thought it would look nice here. And I do have pale turquoise as well. I don't know if you're going to see the blue metallics. A little bit. This is my favorite metallic, this gold. I think it's going to lighten some sections nicely. And I have to be very careful. I really don't want to mess up the background. Now finally my favorite part. We're going to paint the eye. I did check with the photos. They tend to have brown eyes. Some a little bit lighter, some darker. I am using burnt umber. Meanwhile, while waiting for the eye to dry, I signed the painting. Now the black pupil, and once it's dry, I'm going to add this little spark with white. Well, there we are. If you enjoyed this one, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate if you click the like button and of course the subscribe button as well. And don't forget to check out my Patreon for extended versions of my tutorials. This piece or some other original pieces of mine that could be perfect for some Christmas presents are now 25% off on my website abcreativeofficial.com with the code BFCreative. The deal won't last long, so get your order in now. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.